Hi, I'm Rico, and I'm going to show you tips and tricks on how to multiply up to 12. Well, first we need to know what multiplication is. Multiplication is nothing but a shortcut for addition. It's also just an equation that tells us how many times to add a number with itself. Now let's get started with multiplying by 1. A number times 1 will never change, making it one of the easiest numbers to multiply by. For example, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, and so on. Moving on to number 2. Now, when you multiply by 2, you are doubling a number. Another way to do this is to add the number with itself. So, for example, 2 times 3 equals 6. The equivalent to this would be 3 plus 3 equals 6. And for 2 times 5 equals 10, the equivalent would be 5 plus 5 equals 10, and so on. Now, moving on to number 3. One easy way to multiply by 3 is to skip count by 3 however many times is needed. So for 3 times 4, you would skip count 4 times, 3, 6, 9, 12. And for 3 times 5, you do the same thing, but skip count 5 times, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That gives you the answer for 3 times 4 and 3 times 5. Multiplying by 4. To make multiplying by 4 easier, you can use the double-double strategy. To do this, you have to multiply the number by 2 twice. So for 4 times 3, you multiply 3 by 2 and get 6. Then you multiply 6 by 2 and get 12. Your answer for 4 times 3. Multiplying by 5. When you multiply by 5, you skip count the number you are multiplying by. So for 5 times 2, you skip count by 5 twice. 5, 10. This is the answer to 5 times 2. You can also do this with other numbers, such as 5 times 4. You skip count by 5 4 times. So 5, 10, 15, 20. That is the answer to 5 times 4. And so on. Multiplying by 6, 7, and 8. These 3 are the only numbers that you will have to resort to rote memorization. However, it is not that hard. For example, the numbers that you multiply by themselves are very easy to remember. 6 times 6 is 36, 7 times 7 is 49, and 8 times 8 is 64. You really only need to remember 3 numbers. 7 times 6 is 42, which is also the same as 6 times 7 is 42. Same goes with 8 times 6 is 48. 6 times 8 is also 48. Also with 8 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56, and so is 7 times 8. Now we're going to learn a trick to multiply by 9. Lay your hands on the surface in front of you and give every finger a number from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, for example, for 9 times 8, let's say, you curl down the finger you're multiplying by. In this case, the 8th finger. Then, you count the number of fingers on the left side of the curled finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, you multiply that by 10. 7 times 10 is 70. Then, you count the number of fingers on the right side of the curled finger. 1, 2. Then you add that to the other number you got. 70 plus 2 is 72. That is the answer to 9 times 8. Multiplying by 10. Multiplying by 10 is very easy, just like multiplying by 1. All you have to do when you multiply a number by 10 is add a 0 to the end of it. So, for example, 10 times 2 equals 20. You take 2 and you add a 0 to the end of it, making 20. Same goes with 10 times 3. You take 3 and add a 0 to the end of it, and so on. Multiplying by 11. Now, when you multiply 11 by a one-digit number, you write the digit twice. For example, 5 times 11 equals 55. You write 5 next to itself. For 2-digit numbers, you add the 2 digits in the number you are multiplying by and put the number between them. So, for example, 11 times 12 equals 132. you add 1 and 2 and put the 3 between them, making 132, and so on. To make multiplying by 12 easier, you can write 0 to 14 down, skipping 5 and 11. Then, you can write going down by 2s next to it. And when you hit 10, start from 0 again. This will give you the complete 12 times table. I hope you learned a few tips and tricks on how to multiply up to 12. Thank you for watching.